Hello, sports fans. It is Monday, May the 20th, year 2013, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. Hope you caught some of the games over the weekend. Let's do a little recap. Let's start with the Indiana-New York Knicks series from Indiana on Saturday night, where the Indiana Pacers beat the Knicks. The Pacers win this series 4-2. You know, it's funny, before this series started, I favored the Knicks. The Knicks had home court. Indiana didn't play well down the home stretch of the regular season. They didn't have Granger. I thought the Knicks would get by in the series. Well, Indiana was much the better team. Indiana deserved to win this series. They pushed the Knicks all over the place on the backboards, dominated the rebounding. Hill, who missed the previous game with a concussion, did come back. He played well. Indiana had very balanced scoring between Hill, West, Hibbert, George. How about Stevenson? 25 points. What a player he's become. Indiana really did a nice job in this game. They were up 8 at the half. Knicks came back to tie in the third quarter, but Indiana pulled away in the fourth. They deserve to win. They move on to play Miami. That series will start on Wednesday. Remember, Indiana played Miami well last year. I think they will play them well again this year. I think it'll be the same result, though. I think the Heat will beat them. As far as the Knicks, hey, it's the same old story. Carmelo Anthony, 39 points. No one else gave him any help. Shumpert had a decent game, but how about Felton, 0 for 7? How about J.R. Smith, 4 for 15? I mean, between both of them, they were 4 for 22 in an elimination game. Terrible job by both of those players. Amari Stoudemire is a shadow of the player he used to be. It's too bad the Knicks can't jettison him out somewhere. His contract is really weighing the Knicks down. Jason Kidd only played 6 minutes the other night. He looks like an old elephant, so the Knicks need a lot of work in the offseason. But this is about Indiana. They deserve to win this series. They were the better team, so nice job of the Pacers. Like I said, they move on to play the Heat. That series will start on Wednesday in Miami. As far as the Western Conference, we got underway yesterday, Game 1 down in San Antonio. The Spurs just blasted Memphis 105-83. The Spurs led this game from wire to wire. Memphis made one little run in the third quarter to get it down to 6, but the Spurs answered right away and just blew out Memphis yesterday. Now, this series is not over. Memphis lost the first game to the Clippers, came back and won. Memphis lost the first game in round 2, came back and won. So Memphis has a history of losing game 1s and coming back and win. I think in the playoffs this year, they're 0-3 in the first game of the series, and they're like 8-1 in all the other games. So Memphis is not out of it. They're the younger team. I still worry about San Antonio's age, but San Antonio yesterday looked much, much the better team. Now, it's only one game. Spurs look very impressive. I would give them the edge. They're already up a game. They have home court. They have all that experience. Wouldn't count Memphis out. I think Memphis makes this a series. That's kind of where you were in your NBA over the weekend. As far as your NHL, we'll start on Friday night. Pittsburgh on Friday night at home beat Ottawa 4-3. At this point, Pittsburgh went up 2-0 in the series. On Saturday in Chicago, the Detroit Red Wings went into Chicago and beat the Blackhawks 4-1. That evened that series up 1-1. Now Detroit has home ice. Game 3 tonight. That should be a really, really nice game. Turn it into a good series there. As far as LA and San Jose won Game 3 2-1 in overtime. LA still leads the series 2-1. Game 4 back in San Jose. San Jose looking to even up that series. Very important win for San Jose. They couldn't afford to go down 3-0, so they do get back in the series. As far as yesterday's Sunday goes, the Boston Bruins at home beat the New York Rangers 5-2. They go up 2-0 in their series. I'll tell you, the Rangers are going to have to do it again. They were down 2-0 to the Capitals in round 1. They're down 2-0 here. I mean, the Rangers are digging themselves another big hole. I don't know if they could pull out of this one. Lundqvist in the first 2 games has not been great, and there's a lot of pressure on Lundqvist because the Rangers can't score. Nash did get a goal yesterday. Maybe he breaks out of it, but overall the Rangers can't score. Only 2 goals again yesterday, so all this pressure is on Lundqvist to basically pitch a shutout like he did in the Washington series in Games 6 and 7 where he stole that series. The Rangers are asking him to do that again. That's a lot to ask. Now, Lundqvist, for his standards, has not been great in these 2 games, but come on, he needs a little bit of help. I mean, the Rangers got to start putting the puck in the net. And how about the Bruins defense? Bruins defense is scoring a lot of goals. And how about the Bruins fourth line? Looks like one of the best fourth lines in all of hockey. Their fourth line is tremendous. So Bruins up 2-0 as they go back to Madison Square Garden. Rangers in real trouble. We'll see if Lundqvist plays better in the Garden. Also, yesterday, Game 3 between Pittsburgh and Ottawa. In Ottawa, the Ottawa Senators with a much-needed win. They beat the Penguins 2-1 in double overtime. The Penguins were a hair away from going up 3-0 in the series. Penguins were winning 1-0 in this game. Ottawa takes a penalty with less than 2 minutes to go, so they're shorthanded Ottawa, down 1-0 in the game and 2-0 in the series, and Ottawa all year has shown resiliency. They haven't quit. They didn't do it again last night. They pulled the goaltender. Alfredson scores a goal with 29 seconds left to tie the game. Then in double overtime, Ottawa wins it, so Ottawa continues to be resilient. They win a game last night. They're back in the series down 2-1 now, Game 4. In Ottawa. By the way, another 3-day break in between games. We had this in Pittsburgh. Now they have it again in Ottawa. The NHL and the NBA, too many breaks in between these games. They don't let you get a chance to get into the series. You play one game, then you have 3 days off. But very big win for Ottawa. They are back in the series, and Pittsburgh's got to feel like they let Ottawa off the hook. So that was kind of some of your doings in the NHL over the weekend. Let's go to your Major League Baseball. Let's recap what happened in Major League Baseball. The Mets took 2 of 3 from the Cubs in the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Tampa Bay beat Baltimore 3 straight games. They do have another game today. That's a 4-game wraparound series, Friday through Monday. Tampa Bay has taken the first 3. How about more for Tampa Bay? The Tampa Bay pitcher 8-0. Tremendous job by him. Cleveland took the first 3 from Seattle. That also is a wraparound series. They play again today as well. How about Cleveland? I mean, they are playing unbelievable ball. What a job Francona's doing. And how about the pitcher Masterson for Cleveland? He's reminded me of when Cliff Lee pitched for Cleveland. Cleveland hasn't had this good of a pitcher since Cliff Lee. Masterson, very good job on the mound. Cleveland overall doing a nice job. I hope they start getting some good crowds in Cleveland. They have a good ball club. The Yankees took 2 from Toronto. 1 game was rained out. The Blue Jays are going nowhere fast. The Phillies took 2 or 3 from Cincinnati. Nice job by the Phillies yesterday. They get 2 home runs in the 9th inning off Chapman, who's a very good reliever. So Phillies pull one out of the fire yesterday. Phillies take 2 or 3. Got to keep an eye on Ryan Howard's injury. He's getting an MRI on his knee. His knee's acting up a little bit. We'll see if he misses any time. Nice job by the Phillies, though, getting 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati. Pittsburgh took 2 out of 3 from hapless Houston. No surprise there. Arizona took 2 of 3 from Miami. Miami did win yesterday. Miami is an awful baseball team. Atlanta swept the Dodgers. Speaking of awful, the Dodgers are 17-25. 17-25, couldn't score. Their bullpen was awful over the weekend. Jansen and League were both terrible. I mean, Matt Kemp still can't hit a home run. The Dodgers are fading into oblivion. I don't know how much time Don Mattingly has. I don't know if he makes the end of the season. That's how bad the Dodgers are playing. 17-25, awful. Atlanta continues to play good ball. Texas beats Detroit 3-4 in Texas, so that was a nice job by Texas. Detroit is a good team. Cabrera did have 3 home runs for Detroit. How good of a hitter is Cabrera? One of the best right-handed hitters in all of baseball all time. That's how good Cabrera is. Boston went into Minnesota and swept the Twins. Nice job by Boston. They weren't playing well, recently. They get back to their winning ways. Nice job by the Red Sox. St. Louis took 2 or 3 from Milwaukee. No surprise here. Milwaukee's going, south, and St. Louis is playing really good ball this year. Colorado won 3 or 4 from San Francisco. Nice job by them. They dropped the first game, won 3 in a row. Chicago White Sox and Anaheim Angels, they split 4 games. Angels won the last 2. Same thing with Washington and San Diego. They split 4 games. San Diego won the last 2. And Oakland swept Kansas City. Nice job by Oakland. Oakland was another team not playing well in recent weeks. Get a nice sweep over a decent Kansas City ball club. So that's kind of where you were in your Major League Baseball over the weekend. As far as the Preakness, major upset. So much for Orb winning the Triple Crown. I mean, so much for all that Orb hype. Every single expert picked Orb. I didn't find one expert that thought Orb could lose this race. Got so hyped and overhyped. He was going to win the Triple Crown, greatest horse ever. What happens? Not only does he not win, he finishes a bad 4th, and he looked bad finishing 4th. Oxbow wins the race with Gary Stevens as his, rider. Gary Stevens was retired for all those years. He comes back and he rides Oxbow. Nice job by Gary Stevens, the jockey there. And Dwayne Lucas, the trainer for Oxbow, happy that he won the Preakness. It's My Lucky Day was a very competitive second. My Loot, a good third. And Orb, a very, very bad fourth. Kind of takes some steam out of the Belmont now. Now you don't have that juice of the Triple Crown for the Belmont. Belmont is still a nice event. Loses a little steam, though, with Orb losing here. Bad fourth place by Orb. So much for the hype. And so much for the experts all picking Orb, by the way. As far as tonight, what to watch? No NBA tonight. No NBA at all. Tomorrow we'll have Game 2 between Memphis and San Antonio. Wednesday we'll have Game 1 between Indiana and Miami. But tonight, no NBA. Only one game in the NHL tonight, but it's a good one. Chicago at Detroit, Game 3. This series is even 1-1. Very, very nice game. If you're going to watch one game tonight, this is it. Chicago at Detroit. Very big rivalry. Detroit now has home ice. Detroit's showing me a lot. This is not a vintage Detroit team. They beat the number 2 seed Anaheim. They came back a bunch of times in that series. And they're giving the Blackhawks, the number 1 seed, all they can handle so far. So nice game tonight, Chicago at Detroit. As far as your Major League Baseball tonight, you have Seattle and Cleveland, Tampa Bay, Toronto. Yankees start a series with Baltimore. That's a nice series. Minnesota at Atlanta. Cincinnati and the Mets. Philadelphia and Miami. Plenty of seats available down there in Miami. Oakland and Texas is a decent series. Boston's at Chicago. The Dodgers are at Milwaukee. We'll see if the Dodgers can snap out of their doldrums. They better start playing well soon or Don Mattingly is going to be gone. Kansas City goes to Houston. Arizona plays Colorado. That's a decent series. St. Louis on the West Coast plays San Diego. And Washington goes to San Francisco. That's a very nice series. So you got some decent Major League Baseball series tonight. Like I said, no NBA. But the big game tonight is in the NHL. Chicago at Detroit. That series is 1-1. Detroit now has home ice. If you're going to watch one game tonight, I would say Chicago at Detroit is your game. Okay, you guys are all caught up. You guys, thanks for the support. You guys stay safe. Enjoy the games tonight. I will talk to you tomorrow, Tuesday. We'll recap everything that went on tonight. You guys, thanks for the support. Enjoy the games tonight. I will talk to you tomorrow, Tuesday. Take care.